Hello and welcome to the Worst Movie Ever Made, an experimental movie podcast designed with one thing in mind, to find the worst movie ever made. I'm your host, Chris Hockman. I'm joined by my co-hosts and fellow mad scientist Rob Scucci and Bob Hessek. Hey guys, how are you? And why are we doing this?
I'm doing great, and it's our spooky season, so in the spirit of this, we're doing Mortal Kombat, because the implications are spooky. It's not necessarily a horror movie. It's not scary. We'll be doing some spooky movies later in the month, but I think what's spooky most is the creative direction in this movie. Bob?
Yeah, I was an arcade junkie in the 80s, early 90s, and although this game was popular when I was in high school, I've never played it once. Not once.
No kidding.
Yeah.
It's all right.
It was really fun back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Now it's like you play for 10 minutes on like an SNES, you know, like, what do they call those, raspberries or strawberry cakes or whatever those things are? You know, those modifiers.
Yeah, like all the emulators and stuff.
Yeah.
And you get bored within like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But that's because games are just so much better now.
Yeah.
Come at me. You know what else is better now?
What?
Movies.
No. Not
All
really.
right, maybe not in general, but movies are better than this one. Sorry to all out there who disagree, but
I feel like every era you live in and grow up in, you're simultaneously seeing a new golden era and then a whole deluge of shit right underneath it.
Well, I mean, speaking of a deluge of shit, why don't you hit us with some YouTube comments?
Tell me if you see the theme on this, okay?
Okay.
That roll call still gives me chills. Next comment. This trailer still gives me chills. I remember all the VHS tapes now. LOL. Next comment. The trailer to Mortal Kombat movie from my childhood gives me chills. And excited watching it since I was 8 years old.
What is going on?
Brings me back memories how the old Mortal Kombat was cool. I still have this movie on VHS tape. No matter how cool the new one was, the old one will never be outmatched and top the original.
Oh.
Chills.
Chills.
Literal chills.
Okay, so this might, and this is a violation of the entire idea of the podcast, but this might be the best Mortal Kombat movie. I shouldn't say that because we're supposed to be looking for the worst movie ever made. But remember, we have to do all bad movies, every bad movie that exists. We have to put it through the science.
Yeah,
otherwise
it's a monolithic undertaking.
It is, and we're tackling it 1 week at a time, one terrible movie at a time. And this, in my opinion, is a bad movie.
Yeah. This was, in fact, long before you, Bob. This is our inaugural episode of the podcast before it became what is now known as the worst movie ever made. And I think when we talked about it, we kind of liked it. So let's see.
Yeah. You know
where it went.
You know what? I've watched what now? This is going to be episode 67.
Yeah.
So now that I've seen 66 other bad movies, 66 weeks in a row. Well,
get a little scramble up there. Yeah.
Yeah. This isn't the worst movie ever made.
No, it's definitely not good.
But I am not the fine precision instruments that we are going to put this movie through. They will spit out the results and tell us for sure that it is. Yeah. Until then, I can't make proclamations like that. So let's throw it to test number 1 to see if it's at least the worst of its group that we found on streaming service in the worst of its kind.
Is this film the best of the worst or the worst of its kind?
And I'm saying, don't let me be long-winded, and that's the longest intro we've had since I don't know when.
That's how it goes.
All right, Godzilla versus Kong with Skarsgård and 11 from Stranger Things, Millie Bobby Brown or whatever her name is. Apparently, it was pretty good. It got a 75 on Rotten Tomatoes. I haven't seen it.
No opinion.
I'm just not into movies where things are like bigger than cities and they fight.
Yeah.
Blade, Wesley Snipes. We've done this one a few times. It's a 57 if you remember.
Undeservedly so, yeah.
I think it's better than that.
Yeah, like 70.
We know this one intimately. This is Demolition Man.
Yes.
With Stallone and Snipes, but Stallone. 62%. So that's about right. It's about right. The Mummy with Brendan Fraser, who is having as Bill Simmons would say, a Brennaissance. with a 61% on the mummy.
Okay.
But I hear he's good in the whale. He gained a whole bunch of weight to like play some fat guy that like wants to hang out with his daughter. Or something. I don't know. And RoboCop with Peter Weller. This was me being mean and being selective. A 91%.
Oh fuck.
Giving us an average of 69.2%. You guys want to guess what Mortal Kombat came in with?
25.
I'm going to say 50. It got major ratings.
Well, a 45%. So Bob is a little closer, but I think it's probably more of a 25 in my opinion.
Yeah, agreed.
So yeah, negative 24.2%, and worst of its kind. I jotted that down as we headed into test number 2. Ain't that a pitch?
I got an idea for a movie, and here's my pitch. I get a job and quit my band, and you stop being a bitch.
Ain't that a bitch?
We're not bored on the limericks yet. It looks like Bob, you want to go first? Did I catch that correctly?
I did make a limerick. You ready?
I am.
Let's do it.
All right. There once was a shopping mall arcade which had a game that this movie portrayed. Who needs character depth when you've got glistening pecs and really no acting skills, I'm afraid.
All right.
A perfect summation. Who goes next?
I went first last time, so I'll go last this time, Chris. Why don't you go?
The Emperor's grip on our realm keeps getting tighter. But with Sonya, Cage, and Liu Kang, the future is brighter. Raiden shows out. Not sure what Shang Tsung's about, but hey, it's better than Street Fighter.
Yes.
There once was a man named Kang whose brother was murdered by Shang. With revenge in his heart, he'll finish what he starts, and katana he will try to bang.
That's true. I'm going Rob again here. Rob's on a heater.
I'm on a fucking tear.
Yeah, I'm going with Rob.
I'll give you 4.
Cool.
3.
I've got to... So 3-5. All right. I've got to make up for all the times I get fucking annihilated during fact or no fact, so I found my strength.
Yeah, well then what about me?
Fuck you.
No, I got a couple W's somewhat recently, so I'm not feeling bad about myself yet.
Nah, I'm just heating up. You haven't seen it yet.
Oh shit. All right. Bring it on next week. I'm coming for 2.
Yep.
Test number 3, the worst dialogue.
This is not the greatest
Dialogue.
song in the world, no. This is just
some bullshit. Right.
All right, so number 10, Kano. After being wrapped up in a leg lock that he tries very little to get out of, he says to Sonya, "Don't, baby. Give me a break." And Sonya says, "Okay." And then she snaps his neck. And he's dead. Very cheesy. Very bad.
Yeah.
Number 9, Liu Kang. After kicking Shang off of the balcony and onto some spikes, he says, "Flawless victory," which, is a call to the game. But he got his ass whooped for a little while.
Yeah, he did.
Flawless victory is when you are not hit at all.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and he definitely flawed. Oh, it was a flawed victory.
It definitely a flawed victory, but I figure that probably pissed the gamers off a little bit.
Yep.
So it made the list. Sonya. She is dealing with Shang Tsung. She's after Kano on the boat, and Johnny Cage and Liu Kang show up to help her out. And she says, "When I want backup, I'll call for it."
Yeah,
over her radio. And then the bad guys come in, and Johnny Cage is like, "You still got that radio?"
Yeah.
Just rough. Let's throw it to a clip. This one's called "The Plot" at number 7.
Yep.
Your world is but one of many realms. One of them's a forsaken land called Outworld, ruled by an immortal who has crowned himself emperor. Now he seeks a new world to conquer and enslave.
Oh, wait a second. If this guy is so powerful, then why doesn't he just invade us?
To enter the realm of Earth, the Emperor's demon sorcerer Shang Tsung and his warriors have to win 10 straight victories in Mortal Kombat. They have won 9. This will be the 10th tournament.
A handful of people on a leaky boat are gonna save the world.
Exactly. The essence of Mortal Kombat is not about death, but life. Mortal men and women defending your own world.
Why are you telling us all this? What about the others?
They're all great fighters. But I have looked into their souls. And yours. One of you three will decide the outcome of the tournament. The fate of billions will depend upon you. Sorry.
There could be only one.
I feel like, you know, in like video games like Mortal Kombat now, you can change the outfit of the character before you go into the fight.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is Steven Seagal, only he's white instead of black Steven Seagal, and you just like intensified the vocal fry.
Yeah,
he sounds like Fisher Stevens in Hackers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Come on, think about it. It's very annoying, but I love the. I'm sorry that was such a chunky clip, but I had to wait for the end where he goes.
Yeah.
Sorry. Number 6, Shang Tsung. Okay, this one's a doozy too, but not a clip. I'm going to do this one for you myself. As you wish. As absurd as your request is, I shall grant it. In return, I reserve the right to challenge the winner myself, or any other of my choosing, in a place chosen by me. And Cage says, done. How fucking ridiculous is that deal? And Raiden comes in and he's like, no. What are you doing?
Yeah.
You know, but Shang Tsung's like, too late. He verbally agreed.
I will give you $40 for your car with no contract, and all sales are final. Here you go.
Done. Number 5, Johnny about following Katana, right? He says, I smell her perfume. That's how he knows which hallways to go down or whatever. And then Sonya's like, comes into the dining hall and she's like, I smell something. Bullshit.
Ouch.
Not even a bad line, but like there's like a 3-second pause. Like, you know, when you're in like when you're like an argument with somebody and you clearly lose it, and then like you're on a car ride home and you're thinking of like the comeback you should have had.
Yes.
It was all that in the space of like 5 seconds, 3 or 5 seconds.
I love you, honey, but she like it'll be a half an hour later and then she'll say something and like restart the argument. I'm like, can we not? We should do that.
Everybody does that.
We're over it.
It's the way of the world.
Number 4, Cage, right? We got a guy with things coming out of his hands, another guy who freezes stuff, and a man who, as far as I can tell, is made out of electricity. I mean, what is going on here? Who is this guy?
What's the deal?
I hated that. That almost made worse acting, but I needed another dialogue clip. Because honestly, the dialogue in this movie is not like so bad.
Nah, it's just expository. It's like I watch a lot of NCIS, and like after the commercial break, they'll be like, "This came across my desk. Oh, is that the thing for the guy who's bombing the thing in Russia? Who we just did this, and the last scene that happened, we just did all those things that we're repeating right now, so people who are just tuning in can find out what's happening."
Right.
It's one of those.
Yes, it is definitely.
Yes.
Somebody especially guilty of that in this movie, but we'll get into that later. All right, how about another clip at number 3? This one's called "Teach You."
Raiden. Can Sonya beat Shang Tsung?
No. I'm sorry.
You're sorry?
There is one last rule. He neglected to mention it.
She has to accept the challenge, or there can be no final combat.
I have nothing further to teach you, Liu Kang. You possess the knowledge. All that is lacking now is the will.
You sure you don't want to go with us?
In Outworld, if you look hard enough, you will find another guide. Good luck. They'll need it.
This is not good. But I'm fine. I can deal with this. So, this is Outworld, huh? Well, I can see why they want to change the scenery.
We should head for that tower. Shang Tsung would have taken Sonya there.
How does he know that? How could
That's
he
why I kept it
possibly?
in. He's just like, oh, there's a tower. That's where they are.
There's like 40 towers, aren't there?
Yeah, exactly.
We could. I think you could tell that all of us were laughing after Raiden's like, I have nothing more to teach you.
You can.
Like, why? What?
Yeah.
Shouldn't you teach him like the lightning shit? Maybe, I don't know.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Number 2, Katana. To win the next match, use the element that brings life. Hey, do me a favor, Katana. Instead of speaking in riddles when the universe is at stake, just say, use fucking water.
Yeah.
How about that? Use
Yeah.
water. I have further contention, but I saved it for the catch-all, where there is just too much shit, so I'm going to keep pushing.
Yeah. I know what you're going to say.
Number 1.
I know what you're going to say when we get there.
Yes, definitely. Most of the audience, too, I'm sure. This is number 1. It's a clip, but it's really for our YouTube audience. I will explain to you exactly what happened on this clip for our audio listeners. Let's check out number 1 after the drum roll. Western Union. Does everyone remember what was written on the Western Union? Rob pointed out this to me on the pilot, and it is the funniest part of the movie, by far. Rob, I know you know what it says.
Brother dead. Come home, please.
I know they charge you per letter or whatever.
Yeah.
Jesus
It's like a telegram, I guess. You know.
Yeah. It says Liu Kang, brother dead, period. Come home, period. Grandfather. How messed up is that?
Yeah.
Man. Okay, test number 4, the worst production.
Worst production. Worst production. Put your Holly to work. Worst production. Worst production. Make my statement go berserk.
So the copyright claims on that have calmed down because they see a pattern in like their algorithm. But we were banned in Italy for like a day on the cabin fever because the rights holders for the film, I guess, didn't want to air it in Italy. But I got it fixed too.
Oh, that's rough because our Italian audience is
Staggering.
It's staggering. Yeah, that's the word I think.
Oh, thanks, Rob. You're the best. You fixed it.
You are.
Yes.
Cleared that up.
Woo.
All right, worst production this week. Rob already hinted to it, but that's okay because it's very explicit. The exposition is pretty much the only written dialogue. What they did in this movie, and you might not believe this, or you might 100% believe this, except for the expository dialogue, everything else was ad-libbed by the actors. The director actually told the actors to ad-lib all like the banter, like
That's
in between.
insane.
Yeah, like the so this is the underworld, huh? Like all that kind of shit. Like all that stuff was ad-libbed, and the only stuff that was written was the exposition because they wanted it to reflect the video game, and everything else was just gravy. So yeah, that's my worst production is that they let the actors ad-lib, and yeah.
But so exposition
heavy
or
exposition only, I should say.
Yeah, that actually sounds great. Exposition only. I had I kind of felt like that might be. I could never pin that they would have had the actors just ad lib everything that wasn't written exposition.
Yeah,
but it feels that way now that you say it.
the director encouraged it and ended up sticking with almost everything they came up with.
That's a terrible business decision.
It is. It really
Yes.
is.
It's fucking awful.
Yes, Rob, it is.
So I think this is the director's only his second movie, or only his first big budget movie. But I want to say it was only his second like full movie. And he was really into it. He was really researched and really like took it very seriously, but made some rookie decisions, this being one of them.
Mm-hmm.
That is absolutely a rookie decision. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of business decisions, why don't we take a break so that we can send it to Rob's ad read?
Today's episode of The Worst Movie Ever Made is brought to you by spooky chicks with boring personalities. Halloween on Christmas, Nightmare Before Christmas, Halloween decorations that stay up till Christmas, and then the Christmas decorations that also stay up until like April. And then you ask them to do karaoke with you, and they're afraid to be in front of like 4 people, despite the fact that their entire persona is based around being edgy. They also forget to take down other decorations. Sometimes they're side boob. Spooky chicks with boring personalities, probably at the mall or something.
All right, well we'll go. Let's see if we can find some there. You know, just check out some of that side boob action. Thank you, Rob.
Downtown Nashville, any like Thursday night. Friday
Oh,
night,
okay.
Saturday night.
There you go.
Oh,
Bachelorette night. Yep.
Okay. Well, we're all going. Us three
Side
boys. We're
boob
in it.
central. Yeah.
I mean, we're all taken, but you know, little side boob action.
Side boobs are for everybody.
Right. It's on the side.
That is the intent. It's on the side. Test number 5. Speaking of which, the most offensive.
Don't call me faggot, Jew!
Eric, did you just say the F word?
Jew? No, he's talking about
Kyle!
Well, nice.
Eric!
Dude, you just said it again.
Stanley! Kenny!
What's the big deal? It doesn't hurt anybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have bad news for Mortal Kombat. If you want to win this round, you're going to have to come swinging because you're up against Captain Fever.
Hard R's. Yes.
It's a mountain to climb for sure.
Yeah.
But there's some offensive shit here, and of course we're going to play our mini game to determine who the true champion of offensive is for this season going forward. Starting though with Test 5, we've got Caucasian Lord Raiden.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
He's a sorcerer.
So like he gets to choose that he wants to be an American, so he gets to.
Ouch. He's actually French. But anyway.
I was
Christopher Lambert.
Yeah.
I was talking to Stacy about this. Unrelated, but I was saying like I was trying to think of what the most offensive thing ever is, like in regard to like the kind of like race stuff. And it's white people spending like $200,000 to study jazz. And I think Caucasian Raiden's up there.
He is up there.
Yeah, it's up there.
Yeah, he's up there. It's funny though that you should say spending that much money to learn jazz. I feel like that's Seagal, and I've already compared Raiden to Seagal.
Yeah,
true.
How about
Very
that?
true.
Another Raiden Seagal through line. All right, number 2, Cage Kang carry-on confusion. So Cage thought that Liu Kang was a like boat worker who was in charge of carrying bags because he's Asian.
Oh, right.
Yep.
That's pretty offensive.
Yeah.
Number 3, unconsenting soul peering.
Pry and open them soul holes.
Get in that tight soul of yours. Number 4, sacrifice for Sub-Zero. This poor goon just gets like annihilated for an actual flawless victory.
Yeah.
Why do that? And why follow Shang Tsung as one of these nameless people if they're gonna treat you that way? You know?
Yeah.
That was that. I mean, I'm sure that many of those minions were friends with him, and he just was turned into liquid water eventually, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, this one's another difficult to interpret one, but I'll explain it if you don't get it. White Lightning's wet willy whisper. So Raiden comes around the side of Sonya and like whispers into her ear, all creepy.
White lightning, wet Willy whispers.
Yes,
You're just trying to jack up my write-up.
That is the whole point of this test at this point for me. I've got two more. Sonya hitting club goers with her gun.
Yeah, they're just
like dancing.
Oh, right.
And she's smacking them in the face with her gun.
They're just listening to like Eiffel 65's Blue and just like, doing all this shit. Just like, breaking people's teeth.
Yeah, seriously. Pretty fucked up. And then finally I have, and I know that I mentioned this on the pilot, but no one's ever heard this other than you, Rob. I shuddered to think about Sonya's slave stylist. Was it Shang Tsung himself, or did she get into the dress willingly, or like how did we? Did she get behind one of those like folding things
like
where you can see her silhouette as she flips on her slave outfit before Shang Tsung? You know what I mean?
It doesn't explain like the 40 pounds of mousse in her hair. That looks too sold.
Yeah, is that most offensive? I guess it's something.
It's implying something
into it because she's probably not voluntarily putting on that outfit.
That's true.
Yeah.
And she's like chained up, and that's not good either.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what all those monks are doing.
Yeah, maybe they've got like one monk who's really good with hair, and he's like he hasn't come out yet, but every other monk knows it.
Can we call this an unwilling mousse tousle?
Yeah. Unwilling mousse tousle. I enjoy that. Perfect. You guys got anything else to mention before we move on?
No, not very expensive movie.
Pretty tame.
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah. Test number 6, the worst acting.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Oh, man. You guys remember that Jax was in this movie?
Yeah, and also in Mortal Kombat Annihilation, which also sucked.
Yeah, he's a much bigger presence in the second movie, which was really, really, really bad.
Yeah.
Not much of a presence here. I think really this is his only work that we get to witness, and it's very bad in our first clip of the worst acting in Hey, Sonya.
Nothing says that creep at the club wasn't lying his ass off. Kano could be 1,000 miles from here by now.
What is that?
You gotta be kidding me.
That's right. Come to Papa.
Sonya, don't get on that thing. Hey, Sonya.
I think he wants her to go. I think he's fed up.
Yeah.
That's what I got. Hey, Sonya, don't get on that thing. Hey, Sonya.
It's been a while. Like, and by that I mean like one episode since South Park Bingo, when they're on 2 days before the day after tomorrow, when they're gonna go rescue the boys, and they say it like 4 times, and like the 5th time, they're like, "No, don't go out there alone. You'll freeze."
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think that's what they wanted.
Yeah.
I don't think they wanted Jax to come off like he doesn't give a shit. I think they wanted for us to think that he was devastated that she was running onto that scary boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he did not deliver, in my estimation.
No.
But I just thoroughly enjoyed, for all the wrong reasons, Christopher Lambert's Raiden. And really that's what this clip is about. Some more funniness from him, and I don't think so.
Just the way I like them. Dumb and ugly.
Piece of cake. Piece of cake, huh?
Well, it was easy for me.
Oh, get over yourself.
What is it with you guys? We're standing, they're not. What more do you want?
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So why don't you show me what you plan to do about them? I don't think so.
We need an ASMR video of every time Lambert just goes.
Yeah, I don't. Is he laughing or is he just doing more vocal fry?
It's more vocal fry.
I hated that Sonia said just how I like them, dumb and ugly.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with anything? I thought she was going to say like knocked out, or like some form of like I prefer they be on their backs than like on their feet, something like that. If you were part of this like little Shang Tsung militia, are you told that when you're sneaking up as a group of 30, you all hold your weapons and wait until they turn around and notice you, and then in unison go? Hurrah!
Yeah.
Yes.
That's part of the training?
Yes.
Okay. And then, yes, of course, finally, Christopher Lambert was really the gold there for me. Every time he did that, it had me laughing again. Just every time I see this movie. Let's throw it to somebody who's not seen much in this movie. This is Katana.
Oh, no, you don't.
Well done. You're finally learning, Liu Kang.
Katana.
Come with me.
What happened here?
The same thing that will happen to your world. Unless you prevent it. My father was the rightful ruler of Outworld. Then his best warriors lost 10 Mortal Kombats. And the Emperor entered the realm, killed my parents, and adopted me to lay claim to the throne.
So does everybody have to agree to do 10 Mortal Kombats? If we discover a new realm, do they have to just agree? Because who makes the rules for all this shit?
Yeah, they never quite explain that.
Rules.
Yeah, we're going to get into some of the rules in the catch-all, which is coming very soon. And we're going to have to blast through that because I've got an unbelievable amount.
Yeah.
All right, let's call it what it is. I didn't really give a shit about Katana. It was the JCVD quality of that. But I felt like I couldn't just have that, and she's not great either. So
yeah,
might as well just throw her in there. All right, last clip, not of the day. This is the last of the worst acting, though, in Secretary.
Black Hawk to Cardinal. Black Hawk calling Cardinal. Is anybody monitoring? Jax, this is Sonia. Do you copy?
While you're at it, why don't you call my agent?
Do I look like your secretary?
What are you doing?
That
electrical disturbance last night must have blown out the transistors.
Your radio equipment's fine. Look at your compass.
Where the hell are we?
Do I look like your travel agent?
Fine.
Zing. Zing.
Yeah.
Her in the boat though, that was like a Hallmark made for TV like movie. It was brutal. Man, you'll see it on the clip. I mean, the audio is bad enough, but she woof.
Yeah.
All right. Fact or no fact?
The worst movie ever made presents Fact or No Fact.
Okay. I went totally rhyming this week with Immortal Wombat. Anyway. The fact or no fact, we're looking for the fact out of a sea of lies.
All right.
All right, here we go.
I'm getting you, Bob.
All right, that's okay. I'll take being gotten because last week you totally raped me. Anyway.
Yeah. My bad.
This week
like
we're
the tree.
We're starting. This is. I feel like I'm at a disadvantage because you guys already researched this movie a couple years ago for the pilot. So I feel like I'm not going to surprise you, but maybe I will. Who knows?
I didn't research it. I just watched it a bunch growing up.
I did a little bit of research.
All right.
But
First
it was
one.
2 years ago.
Christopher Lambert, our favorite. He took the role happily because he was an enthusiastic gamer. Okay. Second, the film's EDM soundtrack made more money than the film did.
Ooh.
Yeah. Third, Tom Cruise auditioned for the role of Johnny Cage. You know Johnny Cage, the white guy.
Yeah.
Speaking of Johnny Cage's video game character was based on Chuck Norris, and they tried to cast him in the part, but he politely declined. And last, the part of Liu Kang, that's the lead, was written for and to be played by Brandon Lee. Consider the year. Yeah.
If true, I'm glad he died.
Oh, this is on air. Oh, no. We're canceled by the Asian acting community.
Hey, we're here after last week, so we're good.
Exactly. We survived the hard R.
So far. Oh, man, this is tough.
All right, so
I think I know where I'm going, but Rob, traditionally you go first. You wanted to go first again?
I want to go through the whole list with my reasons, and I'm going to circle back and pick my answer. Lambert was an enthusiastic gamer. I don't know enough about him, but if he's in things like Highlander and this and nothing else I know of because I don't follow his career, not too far-fetched. EDM soundtrack, back in the day, jock jams, remember those? My mom growing up was into like Tybo and Billy Blanks, and she had all the jock jams albums, and there's a song called Twilight Zone that goes dun 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 dun, and Mortal Kombat goes bam 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 bam. So it's like the same thing. So I could see that kind of music was wildly popular in the early 90s. So that's a strong contender. Tom Cruise, I don't even think it was on his radar because that's when Mission Impossible was starting to get suck up all the things in its jet engine. So I think he was too involved in other shit at the time. Norris, I could see because he was just doing Walker at that point, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I could see Tom Cruise being written for Johnny Cage being written for Tom Cruise because he's like a short, arrogant Hollywood type.
Sure.
And that makes sense. And Kang was written for Brandon Lee. I'm torn between EDM and Brandon Lee because the timeline makes sense why Brandon Lee couldn't have done it. He had the ultimate scheduling conflict, so he couldn't make it to the set.
Rob, you're just going all in on this one.
Yeah, I'm remembering jock jams being massively popular and the commercials for them, and I'm going to say the soundtrack was probably a big selling point.
Oh, man, that was my choice as well. So I'll go somewhere else. I want to believe Happy Lambert, but I don't. Also, I feel like Chuck Norris would never shave that beard.
That's a good point.
And they know that.
Yeah.
And he's not young enough.
It's in his rider that he has to keep the goatee.
Yeah, for sure. No doubt about it. I believe that they would think so. The fact of Tom Cruise was that it was written for him, or that he auditioned. Which was it, Bob?
Auditioned for.
He auditioned for it?
Yeah.
Nah, no way. They didn't go with him then. There's no way that he didn't. Man, I feel like it's the EDM soundtrack. But I mean, if Christopher Lambert can be Raiden, then Brandon Lee can be Liu Kang. So I'll go with Brandon Lee.
All right. So let's go with the fact first. Johnny Cage's video game character was based on JCVD.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
I wanted to say that I thought JCVD would be perfect for that role, and I don't know why they didn't cast him.
You know why they didn't cast him? He was doing
Street Fighter.
Street Fighter.
He was doing Street Fighter, so he couldn't do it.
No.
So,
How about that?
They tried to get him for Johnny Cage, and he said, "I'm busy." Tom Cruise actually visited the set because he was very interested in the show, the movie, but he was actually pushed away by security because they were the security was so tight. They said, "Sorry, Tom Cruise, you're not allowed on set." So he was interested, but he was actually and he was considered for the role, but he never auditioned.
Okay.
I would, if it were me, I would have done everything in my power to get Tom Cruise in the movie.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was probably too expensive to get Tom Cruise, but maybe I could be
That's
wrong.
fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
The Brandon Lee thing I made up. I feel like there was something about Brandon Lee and the but it wasn't this. It had to do. I think it had to do with the villain, or I forget what it was. But I made that up. I saw his name and I'm like, I'm using it.
Right.
Okay.
And so the film soundtrack did go platinum very quickly, but it didn't make more money than the film. That was
okay.
Damn.
It did very well. So yes, Christopher Lambert is an enthusiastic gamer.
How about that?
Yeah.
How about that?
I'm not backpedaling here, but I was suspect because he's in weird shit. And
You did say that. No, that's not backpedaling. You said it was believable.
Right.
I also don't know anything about him, and I don't know. I guess I should have gone with that. But hey, we lose again.
Yeah. Great.
Great
Fucking
indeed.
Bob.
Fucking.
All right, hey, let's do the catch-all, and I'm gonna talk at 2 times speed.
Cool.
That's that.
Sweet.
We're only asking you to pick up what we're throwing down because you're not catching it in the first place. Welcome to the catch-all.
Awesome music. We kind of mentioned that. This is a kumite.
A what?
A kumite, like a blood sport.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Temple of Light, is that a real thing? I meant to look that up.
Probably in some Eastern religion. It doesn't sound like anything out of... No? I don't know.
That doesn't sound like anything at all.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. Was that actually Spielberg?
No, but he was incredibly interested in this this production, and they wanted him to be that part as a cameo.
Yeah, I thought it was him.
There was conflict, and he couldn't make it, but they really wanted him, and he wanted to be there.
It was obviously a Spielberg reference. I just thought
Like
it was
a nod
Spielberg.
to it.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Through the first 10 minutes, I thought this movie's not that bad. Good introduction of characters, good music. Some of the graphics were okay for 95. And then it went off the rails. Mm-hmm. Starting with what's with the hanging chains on the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shang Tsung's just like looking at Sonya, and it's like this. I just walk somewhere else, I think. Scorpion's hand plant claw thing. The graphics not great.
No.
More about that later. Raiden's CGI electric plasma blob entrance is also pretty bad.
Yes.
Furthermore, the endless stairs where Johnny loses his suitcases looked absolutely pathetic.
Yeah.
It is funny, however, that Johnny enters the temple with only one little bag left.
Yeah.
Like, he was just like, fuck it, I'm not going back down the stairs.
But to your point, though, like the Slinky scene from Ace Ventura 2 had better.
Oh,
animation.
absolutely. Way better. Looked way better.
Yeah.
Reptile as a whole was a very bad choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The scenes with full color Reptile are... I cannot believe they decided to put them in, personally.
Yeah, and they could have done that thing where, like, if you're fighting Reptile in front of that portal, if you hit block, up, up, down, release, block, punch, you get sent through the portal and you get to fight Smoke.
They should have done that.
Yeah.
Agreed. They would have Liu Kang press those things.
Yeah, those buttons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's just buttons on the ground. Like in Street Fighter when M. Bison is actually playing an arcade game to try to sing. Bob, you got to see that movie, man. Oh,
no, thank you.
The goons push over the feast tables in the main hall and don't need to sweep or mop or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The floor is completely clean somehow.
Yeah.
Here's a trope for you. Impressive karate goon gets immediately murdered by Sub-Zero a la Indiana Jones with karate and then the shot from his mouth.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to give it to him. Goro's pretty cool.
Even for 1994, he's pretty fucking cool.
That was completely animatronic. Like, that was not CGI at all.
Yeah, wasn't there a person in the legs and then their head was, like, covered by, like, more stuff and then they had, like, some way to operate the top?
No, they tried that on occasion, but there was such a lack of oxygen inside the suit that they couldn't do that. So it was literally all robotic, and
that's very impressive.
Yeah, they had a hard time with water on the set, so they had to do all his scenes in dryness.
You mean the stuff that brings life?
The stuff that brings life.
The stuff, yes. We'll get to that in a second.
The opposite with Goro that would bring death, or at least malfunction.
Malfunction, yes. Why did Katana lead Liu right into Reptile?
I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
Cobweb hallways. It's almost a pipe logic moment. It's like one of those tropes where like there are spiders or whatever big enough to like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I just don't like cobweb hallways. Every time I'm just like, ugh, like this.
Yeah.
Only if no one's walked in them for a month, maybe. But if they're commonly traveled, then they shouldn't have cobwebs.
With torches. Yeah, they had torches. If I'm kind of a neat freak. If I was down these cavernous, like fireproof, like rock made and dirt made hallways, and there were cobwebs, I'd just be like,
yeah, just put them out. Yeah. Walk through.
Burn them.
Oh, and I always find that movies that have that many torches, I feel like there's got to be someone walking around like refueling or something.
It's like a luxury cruise ship. There's this. I don't mean to go on a tangent. There's a David Foster Wallace story called "A Supposedly Fun Thing I'll Never Do Again," and he's going through like the mental horror he's going through while walking through a luxury cruise ship because he's like the salt water corrodes the paint on all these pillars, and you'll see a rust spot, and you'll go to like get a drink and come back, and someone would have already painted over it. To like,
wow,
yeah, and like the existential horror he felt like from like. He's like, people are healing this vessel at like an alarming rate. That should not be.
Yeah, right. Oh man, that's kind of dystopian. Nameless expendable goons is a definite trope.
Yeah. Stormtroopers, basically, it's an extension of that.
Pretty much, it is. Every fighter has some crazy like 30-second warm up before the match. Like I feel like if I was about to fight, I would just like try to do something too. Because they don't know where I was trained and who by.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, do all those fighters actually have a thing, or are they all like some of them just pretending?
Yeah.
Because like it'd be funny if Liu Kang comes up and he's like, for 20 seconds, and the other guy's just like,
he's just like.
Shang Tsung wasn't the worst, but boy, oh boy, was he gargling his lines.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Every single one of them. Sonya's stance against Kano, I hated.
Yeah.
She looked like she did not know how to fight.
No.
And I mentioned before, but when she has Kano in a leg lock, why wouldn't Kano throw some punches?
Yeah.
You know, he's like, oh, no, your knees. Get your knees off of me. You know, he should be like, you know, doing one of these.
He was enjoying it.
Yeah, maybe he was enjoying it. Okay. Here's a... This one's going to take me a little while to process, but I'm gonna flesh it out fully with you guys. I need your help.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the Scorpion versus Johnny Cage fight. Okay, I got a lot of thoughts on this, so I know.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, is the fight itself unsanctioned?
I thought so.
There is no Shang Tsung to oversee, and there's no audience.
Yeah,
is that the one in the woods with the long?
It's in the woods.
Okay, that's the one. Okay, I wasn't sure who Scorpion was.
Yeah, I thought that Shang Tsung had to oversee the fight. Where does Scorpion store? This is number two. Where does Scorpion store all of that cable? It's pretty long.
Yeah,
magic.
Where does that go? Okay, is the claw asleep inside of his arm, or is it like moving around?
Do you think maybe? Do you think maybe because there's a portal to like Scorpion's underworld, like the thing's like living in the underworld, and he summons it from another dimension out of his hand, so like his hand's like a portal to like.
Well, Rob, that makes my next point not funny, and I don't appreciate.
Shit, sorry.
My next point is number 4. Does the claw attach to Scorpion's stomach, or do they share an asshole?
It's still funny. That's still funny.
Fear Factory music, pretty sweet during that scene.
They're I saw them open for Slipknot in like 2004, and they were fucking sick.
Yeah,
I don't like them, but like I walked away from that show going like I'll probably check them out, and then I didn't, but it was cool.
I had their CD obsolete when I was in middle school, and I look like a crazy person because I was very young to be listening to that kind of stuff. Thanks, Jay. Scorpion sneaks up behind Johnny in hell, right? And he says, "Welcome." You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
How about this? Johnny swings a quick roundhouse, but he stops short when he sees that Scorpion's offering him a beer and Doritos in his skull-covered underworld man cave. I just thought that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be fucking funny. And he'd be like, "Get over here!"
Yeah,
to the couch.
He's only got like a few lines, but he's like actually really endearing.
Yeah.
Scorpion is a skeleton that breathes fire, and he's filled with magma.
Yeah.
Something like that. That's number 7. So, in addition to number 7, so how does the claw live if he's filled with magma? Where does it come from? Must be a portal to the hell dimension where the thing lives, or whatever, I guess.
Yeah.
Scorpion had an autographed picture of Cage on him.
I thought that was a joke because Cage, the way I saw it was Cage completely destroyed him, and like he's like, "Oh, here's my headshot."
Oh, he left that. I thought it like came off.
Yeah,
I think
the explosion. I might be mistaken, but I think I always play Mortal Kombat 2 growing up.
Better.
But in the first one, I think like that was like one of his signature, like not a fatality, but like the fun ones they had as an Easter egg.
Yeah,
where he just like give an autograph to them or something.
Okay. I thought what Chris thought that it came off of him, but Rob, you're right. That was a move, and because I read that, and I'm like, I didn't see that at all, but I guess that's what it was supposed to be.
Yeah,
I thought it was supposed to be funny that Scorpion was a big Johnny Cage fan.
I thought maybe he met him in that earlier scene, and I missed it, like in disguise, but no.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it was like an Eminem's like Stan thing, and like Scorpion really wanted his autograph after a concert, and Johnny Cage just got on his tour bus, and then
welcome. Here's a beer. Can I have the autograph?
Here's your Broncos hat, motherfucker.
That's why you fought him in the first place.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's my last one, number 9. Right. This is the last one for this scene. How does Johnny get back? It seems like a pretty long walk from hell back to that island.
Yeah.
That whole thing was a fucking mess.
That was it suffered from the same thing that our Christmas with the Cranks episode suffered with. Like it wasn't like it was a disjointed plot, just like a short skit dropped in the middle of like other non-sequential things.
Yeah,
Totally.
absolutely. And it didn't count for anything other than Johnny defeated one of the bad guys.
Yeah.
Basically, once they got on that boat, all bets were off in terms of like location and logic.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. Just like the compass.
Yeah.
If Scorpion and Sub-Zero get ice and fire, then shouldn't Sonya get like her guns?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem fair. Yeah. Too much staring at opponents while they're casting lengthy magic spells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like if my opponent is like making a ball of ice that I think he might like use as a missile against me, I'm gonna go try to punch him. I think.
Yeah.
You know what
Slap
I mean?
him. Yeah. Stop it.
Fuck that. All right, here it is. Water is a molecule.
Yeah.
Water is not an element. That bothered me quite a bit. Because you know how it just. Anyways, Raiden is the god of exposition. But
yeah.
I mean, we covered that already. Water side reflection a la Double Dragon when Liu Kang is doing like, you know, what do you call that, yoga or whatever. He's meditating. Yeah. And then Cage and Sonya have their conversation about how Cage is like too like strong-willed or whatever, and he's going to try to save them by taking on Goro himself.
Yeah.
Who he makes short work of, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why choose Sonya if you have now made the contract that you can choose anybody? Just choose one of your goons and have them lose.
Yeah.
They would lose to you.
Yeah.
Liu Kang has magic too, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
He can do the like bicycle kick and he like throws fire out of his hands at the end.
Yeah.
If Shang Tsung can summon warriors, why can't Cage, Sonya, and Kitana help?
Yeah.
It's no longer one-on-one.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
How was Liu Kang confused when Shang Tsung transformed right in front of him? Like, where did Shang Tsung go?
I know.
You know what I mean?
That made me so mad.
This is me giving too much credit, but the only thing I could think is like when he did that, he also put like a spell on him as well, where like a rush of like endorphins like made him forget like the present moment for a second.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, that's not.
It's like when the Crow all of a sudden can like put his horrible images in the enemy.
Yeah, well, he died first, so you know.
Yeah, it's the future. Shang increases his power when he steals a soul. How much more powerful did he become by sucking down some Chan vape?
Yep.
Not much, right? I mean, he wasn't even a warrior. Like, why did he eat Liu Kang's brother?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But just like that's where the movie started, so they don't have to explain it.
Yeah.
They don't.
Okay, couple more. The Emperor looks bad.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Now, Bob, you're going to have to help me suss this one out, being the mathematician. There were 22 total Goro fights, but one of them was Cage challenging Goro, so we'll say that it was not on the tournament card. Okay? I'm just going to read verbatim what I wrote. 20 in all, I guess. Okay, so there's 20 in the TikTok edit, the video edit that we did.
Okay.
I counted how many bodies fall, and they're all different people. There's 20.
By the way, that wasn't even an edit. That was just exactly the movie. Anyway, go ahead.
Right. No, I know.
They're right on beat, though, so.
Yeah, it's true. It really did work out nicely. Art Lean would make 21, but say we forget Art Lean, because the number is just going to get preposterous. According to tournament structure, each fight is part of a round to advance. Like March Madness, Karate Kid, or the Kumite, each fighter fights once per round, and unlike Over the Top, you are eliminated after one loss.
Not double, yes.
Right, it's not a double elimination. So
where it's twice.
With this in mind, according to backward math, Goro's round total suggests the total number of entrants clocking in at, while counting Art Lean's, 1,048,576.
Yep.
Wow.
I mean, if there's two people in the finals for 8, 16, 32, 64, that's just 6 rounds. We're doing 20 rounds is 500 and whatever thousand, and he fights Art Lean as well, which was on the schedule. So 1,048,576 entrants across all realms. Say.
It's like the shittiest intro to Rent I've ever heard.
It was a pretty big. It was a pretty big boat.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
It's an infinite portal boat.
It was.
Yes, but plenty of portals, like the end of Endgame or whatever.
Yeah.
All right, last contention. This one is going to be more of a visual clip for our YouTubers. Thank you for the support over there on YouTube. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I'm trying to include some material for only you, but I will explain.
WorstMovieEverMade.com.
Yeah.
Sorry.
This is a clip called Reptile.
What are you doing?
Nice.
Okay, so what happened there was Liu Kang grabs Reptile out of camouflage and throws him into like the husk of a body, and the body like puts like its intestines on him, and he becomes Reptile the fighter. And it made me wonder: is that how Shang Tsung makes his warriors, by throwing stuff into those things and they become like the element or whatever? So like, did he just have to throw like a puddle of water into Sub-Zero, or like some ice chunks, or and maybe he just threw like that little claw plant thing into there? It's very confusing.
Yeah,
it's all very confusing.
I think you're giving it too much credit now, Chris.
Check the bingo card again. You can cross that one off.
Yeah.
Rob, why don't you hit us with your alternate ending?
Sure. Let me just get that.
You can do this, or you can do that, or you can do this, or you can do that, or you can do this, or you can do that. Just pick one.
It's not really like an alternate ending. It's just something I've been thinking of all day. I didn't even write it down, but so you find out Liu Kang kills Shang Tsung, but like things didn't set back to normal. But you just hear like running down the hallway, and it's a not fully killed Kano drunkenly stumbling down the hallway swinging a giant turkey leg, and he just bashes Liu Kang in the head. And then
with the turkey leg?
Yeah. And then he falls on the spike and he's like, another shrimp on the barbie, eh? So it's not really an alternate ending, but it's just something I would like to see happen.
It is. I'll take
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I love it.
And I thoroughly enjoyed the turkey smack. All right, let's do some bad credit names.
Bad credit names. Bad credit names. Bad credit names.
Right.
There have been a couple of weeks where I put the last one in and it was wrong. Like you guys had bigger reactions to ones for that, so I'm a little worried this week. But it's another good week.
All right.
Starting with Donnie Hare.
Oh.
Chuck Clevering. Take your pick. R.A. Tony Poland.
Okay.
You got to pick a nickname. Is it R.A. or is it Tony?
Yeah. Which one is it?
Here's a pair of mean parents. Adam Adams.
Yeah. Oh, poor guy.
Just don't ever do that. Yeah. Why would you? It's like it is a punishment before birth.
Yeah.
It's just rough. Fern Champion.
Okay.
Huh.
Yeah. Do you know who played Sub-Zero?
No.
Francois Petit.
Small French.
Not the most intimidating name. Return customers in Bill and Terry Coffin were involved.
Okay.
This one.
All right.
Cantini. Teeny.
Yeah.
All right. Here's the either one of these could have won in my opinion. Walter Newt.
All right.
Noot. Walter Newt.
Fun.
Yep.
Yeah. And then Harry Woolway.
Yeah, if that's the final, that's
the last one.
Totally in order.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. I hope none of us have a Harry Woolway personally.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I've got. Why don't we compare the movies?
Sure.
Nothing compares.
Cabin Fever versus Mortal Kombat, starting with worst of its kind. The score for Cabin Fever, not so strong, negative 15.2 in our experience, but it was worst of its kind.
All right.
Mortal Kombat, a negative 24.2 and worst of its kind as well. So Mortal Kombat's actually going to take the first round from Cabin Fever.
Okay.
Ouch.
Worse yet, Mortal Kombat's star rating, it's a Rob on Rob combat here.
Mm-hmm.
And Rob had a 3.69 star pitch for Cabin Fever, but just a 3.5 here this week.
All right.
So unfortunately, we're going to have to give the first two rounds to Mortal Kombat. We'll see what happens from there. Dialogue, I think, is obviously Cabin Fever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, without a doubt.
So what's worse? You having exposition only and letting your actors do ad-libbing, which honestly wasn't the worst, or the can't have it both ways nature of Cabin Fever that, in my opinion, completely ruined the movie.
Cabin Fever.
Exactly. It ruined the movie as opposed to ruin the dialogue. It ruined the entire movie.
I agree.
Yeah.
We'll go to acting now so that we can save the minigame for last. Boy, I don't know. Sonya's really bad, but I feel like the actors in Cabin Fever as a whole were worse.
Yeah, and Sonya's hot. Want to touch the hiney.
Okay, let's see.
Veronica Cornerstone? No? Okay.
Bob, where are you going with this one?
That's a tough call. I feel like there were more actors in Cabin Fever that had more lines. So more opportunities to be bad.
That's true.
But at the same time, I feel like Mortal Kombat, I mean, they were paid to act in those bizarre fight scenes, and they did okay. They did okay with the what's it called, choreography.
Yeah.
I think Kano was pretty good. Johnny Cage was pretty good. The guy who plays Shang Tsung is a known actor who's not bad. I think he definitely went a little over the top with the Shang Tsung character, but you have to be evil.
Yeah. And to Bob's point, when you're in action movies and you're fighting, it's you're trained fighters who have that skill set, and you're being trained offset to act a little.
Yeah.
Because you're showcasing the martial arts skills, whereas they were all actors in Cabin Fever.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's a good point. So we're going acting Cabin Fever?
Worst acting, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Now we got to check the offensive. It could be a tie if Mortal Kombat comes out with a victory here. We got to play our little game. This is our most offensive minigame, starting, of course, with the champion. Lighting up a leopard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or clubbing clubgoers.
Oh.
I want to go with the clubbing of the club goers.
I agree.
That's my daughter.
Happy birthday, Bowie.
She's still wearing her tiger makeup.
Aw. Happy birthday to you.
She's still wearing the tiger stripes.
Yeah, it's cool.
I'm going to say that, yeah, because it's wanton destroying of a small business. Again.
It is, and they were totally innocent. They weren't causing any danger.
Yeah.
I agree. Clubgoers.
Wow. Okay. So lighting a man who's just trying to get to the hospital on fire.
Yeah.
Beating him with bats. Spraying him with mace. Shooting at him.
I mean, he was spooky.
Chris, don't be mad because you're wrong, all right?
All right. Fair enough. Clubbing clubgoers.
Yeah.
Selective sexual squirrel slaughter.
Oh.
Or Sonya slave stylist.
Oh, no. Squirrel slaughter.
Yeah.
It was a homosexual.
Yeah, the way he said it was really bad.
Yeah.
Indeed. Okay, well, you guys got your way. We're going to the bonus. Now we're gonna flip it. How about that? We're gonna go Mortal Kombat first. Unconsenting soul peering.
Oh.
Or a 90-minute hard R joke.
Hard R.
Oh, the hard R for the win.
Yeah.
Hard R for the win. It is
Hard
a
R for the
4-2 victory in favor of Cabin Fever. Still the worst movie of the season. It's always nice when it feels right, and it feels right this week. I agree with our assessment. I agree with the science, but it doesn't matter whether I agree. We put it through the tests, and Cabin Fever is the worst movie. We do have a demerit section that we chose to say that it's too long at even 2 times speed, Cabin Fever. If there's any last remarks you want to make about Mortal Kombat, now's the time to do it before we send it to our plugs.
Honestly, Mortal Kombat is what it was. You know, it's just, it was what it was. It's just, it was the first like video game crossover. It was ambitious. It fell short. It was kind of fun. Like I don't hate it. I don't have any hate in my heart for the movie, but it's bad.
It's bad.
If this is my last word, I'm going to tell you a fact that I forgot to tell you so far.
Oh, sweet.
This film was #1 at the box office for 3 whole weeks.
Wow.
What? Holy moly. So this movie made money.
It made a lot of money. It was a success.
Wow. Okay. That is good to know.
Yeah.
I guess if I'm going to give a last word of my own, it is the standard thank you to the listeners. As always, we love you guys. Check out our website. Rob, what is our website?
theworstmovieevermade.com. You can find our YouTube. You can find our streaming. You can find our socials. Bob posts really funny movie trailers every week. I try not to do any of the social because I'm very antagonistic when I get into the comment section. So I leave that to Chris.
You are indeed.
You'll see my personal account sometimes commenting on the worst movie ever made, but I will never hold the reins for any business related social media.
and that's the way it ought to be.
That's all I got.
Bye, Blippy.
Yeah. Hey, Bo, you want to say bye? Get up here. Get on camera. No.
Happy birthday to you.
She's being shy.
You're now 2 times 2.